All right, hi Facebook people. I'm Jason. That's Ryan. We're here in McHale Center. Lorenzo Romar just had a sort of introductory press conference, I guess, as Arizona's new associate head coach, and kind of laid out how the whole thing happened. And if you've been reading other stuff too, you've seen like his salary been made public by the Daily Star and his buyout by Washington, which kind of the buyout I think is the main reason that Romar's here, because he got $3.2 million for getting fired by Washington, so money's not really a huge thing for him. But he kind of laid out some things, not really the offensive things that most people have been wondering about. But what did you kind of take away from it, Ryan?
Well, I think the thing that kind of stood out is Romar basically said that he originally didn't see himself being an assistant at another college program, but he just had a lot of respect for Arizona and Sean Miller and what they do around here. So when Miller called him, he took that seriously. And also he said that he sat around for 3 or 4 weeks after he'd been let go by Washington and realized that he was really bored and wanted to get back into coaching. But he hasn't really. It sounds like he really hasn't spent that much time with the team. I think they've worked out.
It sounds like they had a 2-hour workout, and they can work out 2 hours a week or whatever. So he joined the guards. It sounded like.
Yeah, he was working with the guards, and he said he's the last week or so he's been watching film of Arizona, figuring out because he said he scouted Arizona when he was at Washington, but he's kind of figuring out why they do things the way they do here. But at the same time, he also didn't really share. He didn't go into detail. He prevented himself from going into detail about different concepts and philosophies that he might have discussed with Sean Miller and how maybe they want to change things up, or offered suggestions of things to change, and he didn't go into that. So we don't really know in terms of that what he did.
I mean, and like the fact that Romar was even allowed to talk today is kind of a stray from what Miller usually does with his assistant coaches anyway, because honestly, like the only time I've ever heard an assistant coach talk was open locker rooms at Pac-12 tournament in the last couple of years. So the fact that Romar was even able to talk, obviously the whole philosophy thing was something that they want to keep under wraps for now, which, I mean, football does the same thing, so that's not really too surprising, I guess. But he was talking about, obviously, his relationship with Alonzo, because Alonzo is from that area, and how Arizona will use Romar recruiting-wise, and he just said the entire West Coast. He's not going to focus on Seattle or anything like that. Yeah,
he said it'd actually be a little bit awkward for him to go to Seattle and start recruiting up there, although he's going to do it. It's just he said that would be a little bit awkward for him. But he also kind of said that Miller isn't really a micromanager when it comes to recruiting. Romar seems to he'll have free reign in terms of where he's going to recruit. He's not. I don't think he'll just be. Although he's good at recruiting in the West Coast, I don't think he's going to be confined to just that.
So. Yeah, and he's allowed to recruit with his personality, I guess, is another thing that he said too, which is kind of interesting, I guess. Hey, there's this interesting Arizona assistant coach here to recruit based on what he likes and not what Miller's telling him that he has to like in a player. So I guess that's one interesting little wrinkle to Romar being on the staff.
And Romar said that he was really excited to get to working with Arizona's, especially their incoming recruits for next year. He was kind of someone asked him what he thought about that class, and I think he just said they're really good. Yeah, they're really good. Then he kind of talked about how his time at Washington came to an end, and how the 2017 recruiting class that they had with Michael Porter was kind of the class that he thought was going to put Washington back into relevance, but obviously it fell apart and he got let go from there. So it was disappointing in that regard. But one kind of important thing I think he talked about today was how he doesn't really view this job as a stepping stone to another job. He said that, hold on, I have the exact quote. I think I deleted it.
I posted a video of it too.
Yeah,
on Twitter,
he basically said, hold on.
He's not here just for a 1 year and get back into that.
Yeah, he said,
basically,
I'm not in a hurry to get away from this situation. And he said there were a couple feelers out there for coaching positions. But he also talked about how a lot of people, what they'll do is when they're let go from some place or they're looking to get back into coaching, they maybe prematurely just go somewhere just because it's an opportunity. And he didn't really feel like that was the case here. He felt just this was a good fit for him, and he said he'll not only be able to contribute to Arizona, but that he'll learn from Miller on the flip side.
Yeah, so that's Romar, I guess. again, he didn't really break down any specific role that he's going to have, but it's just he's here to recruit, it sounds like.
He said he had an Arizona basketball never stop shirt on, and he said that was pretty sweet. He's also impressed by, he's been impressed by the atmosphere in McHale Center in Tucson on game days, saying that, like, you know, when you get off the bus to go into McHale Center, you see all the red and everything, and you know that you're about to play on the big stage. So,
I think any Pac-12 coach knows that.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's just weird. It's weird to me that, like, Romar, like, was pretty public about not wanting an assistant job right after Washington fired him, and then all of a sudden he gets a phone call from Sean Miller, and all that changed. Like, that's the crazy part about what's happening.
I think it was
right now,
and I think it was just he was pretty honest about, like, the 3 to 4 weeks if he didn't have anything to do, and he just the competitiveness, and he's been coaching for, you know, decades now, and just not being around a team or a group of players was kind of missing for him. So, I mean, this opportunity.
Yeah, and again, he's not looking for the money, like $400,000 a year after a $3.2 million buyout. Like, it's whatever. I mean, $400,000 gets you pretty far in Tucson, I think. But so I guess the other thing from this week is Sharif O'Neal committing. That's Shaq's son, in case you've been under a rock the last day and a half, I guess. Kind of got announced at like 12:30 or 1 in the morning the other day.
Okay, I was up at don't ask me why, but I was up at 4 a.m. about to go to sleep, and then I see the tweet from his AAU team, is like the California Supreme, that he had committed, and I was like, originally I was kind of skeptical because, like, it was not really a legit account, but it turned out to be true. So I got that story up at literally 4:53 in the morning. But he's not as big as Shaq. He's 6'9". He's more of a perimeter-oriented forward, which is kind of the type of player Arizona's been recruiting, like an Aaron Gordon type. I don't know, like, exactly like Aaron Gordon, but that's similar style where they're kind of more so on the perimeter than on the low block. He's the number 31 recruit. He's technically a 4-star, like, composite-wise, when you're talking about 24/7 sports. And he made an appearance on NBA on TNT, which Shaq's on, and he was just saying how he liked how Arizona, you know, the bigs get to play like guards, is what he said, and also that he liked the campus, and he felt there's a family vibe here.
Yeah, I mean, they were here. That was an early season game. I forget what game that was.
I think it was Sacred Heart.
It was super early, and I remember it was a huge deal. It was like Shaq was walking around campus all day taking pictures with everybody, and now we'll see if that happens more often starting in a couple of years, I guess. But I guess, like, that's 2 top 40 players already in the 2018 class that Arizona has, because Acott moved up a bunch in Rivals rankings.
Yeah, he's a 5-star.
Yeah, he went up to number 9 overall, I think.
My only thing is, it's so early for 2018 recruits that it's like, I even wrote when I wrote an article yesterday about when Sharif was explaining why he committed to Arizona, that I even put, like, if/when he starts his career, just because, you know, at this time a couple of years ago, like, Tyler Dorsey was committed to Arizona, TJ Leaf, and it's like those guys never made it here. So while it's okay to be excited about, you know, getting Shaq's son, the guy that's a, you know, top 40 recruit, just you have to keep in mind that there's the possibility that he never gets here, just because, you know, college recruiting doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Basically.
Basketball's a little better than football, though, but not much, I don't think. Anything else that we need to talk about here?
I mean, in terms of how Arizona's filling out the roster right now, I mean, obviously they have to wait for Alkins and Comanche. They're after Brandon McCoy, Duval, and Brian Bowen. Bowen's supposed to be deciding by the end of the month, so within the next week and a half, he'll pick. Honestly, at this point, I don't really think Arizona's going to get any of those guys, because they're maybe if Alkins finalizes his decision, but right now I don't really see Arizona getting any of those guys. I think they're more likely to get a grad transfer.
All right, you heard it here first from Ryan. Grad transfer, not the Rice guy. The Rice guy went to VCU. He followed his coach to VCU.
Yeah.
The Pitt one's the one that you want, probably.
Cameron Johnson. Yeah, he's 6'8" guy that can shoot and play multiple positions. That's definitely what any team's looking for.
Well, maybe Romar will do that. It's kind of his thing. Well, maybe not grad transfers for Romar, but whatever. USC is going to be the favorite next year, though, right? Like behind
Second,
Arizona.
yeah, I actually think so. Yeah, Oregon lost since the last time we went on this. Oregon lost Jordan Bell, so they're in a rough spot right now. I mean, I think they'll actually be a good team because they'll have a decent recruiting class. And I think they're a prime destination for grad transfers, but they have a lot of players they need to add right now.
Can we talk about the Lambo? I mean, it was a rental last weekend. Will we be reporting next year? I don't know.
I
It's
have
up
no
to
idea.
Ryan.
Hope so.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Anyways, I think that's about it for right now, I guess. Ryan has to go take a quiz on his birthday today, apparently. So everyone wish Ryan a happy birthday when he's walking across campus. I'm sure he'll love that.
Yeah, I definitely will.
All right. Make sure to go out to baseball and softball this weekend. We'll be at all of those, I guess. Baseball starts tonight, softball starts tomorrow night. So go out for those. And I think that'll do it for us here inside McHale Center. Happy to have Lorenzo Romar here, I guess, even though that's probably the last we'll ever hear from him.
Yeah, really.
For while he's in Tucson, except for when he's talking to Steve Rivera or going out to dinner with Bruce Pascoe, apparently. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for reading. Make sure to visit the site for other things coming up this weekend, and we will see you later. Bye.